What a season Brentford are having, obviously, very much at the right end of the table, as Brentford now sit 7th in the table, fighting very much for a top 5 place. For Newcastle, though, who many thought they'd do well this season, sitting 12th in the table. We, of course, have got a couple of former Newcastle men with us. Let's start with you, Don. Don, this just isn't good enough, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, I'm still in favour of Eddie Howe. I've still got faith in him, but it's just been a really stop-start season. If you want to go to the job that he's done overall, getting Newcastle into Champions League spots twice and winning a trophy, brilliant. But the away form has been terrible this season. And when you start losing home games, which I've sat here for years and I've said I'll back Newcastle against anyone in the Premier League or anyone in the Champions League, and they normally beat teams at home because the fans are on it and they drive them forward. The atmosphere is great. Today it was a little bit flat. I thought the officials got everything right apart from the first one. I thought Trippier should have been sent off, but performance-wise, it wasn't there. Atmosphere-wise, it wasn't there. And that's a little bit worrying, I think, for Eddie Howe. He had all these top men on. He's been criticised of not playing Voltemada and Wissa together or not playing two up front. Well, he tried that towards the end of the game to try and win the game. Then it backfired with the Tara strike. So, yeah, he's got some problems to solve.
January 7th, last time they won a game, that's when they beat Leeds at home. But since then, Shaq, you know, you lose to like as the Villa, you lose to Liverpool, obviously knocked out of the League Cup. These are teams that you feel you should be competing with, and it just doesn't seem that Newcastle have it at the moment to be competing with the level of teams that they should be on par with.
It's been a struggle all season long. Don spoke about the away form, which has haunted them all season long. At least they've been good at home. You would think up until late, as you mentioned, you lose to Villa, you lose to Brentford. Before that, domestically, you also lose to Manchester City in the Cup. And while over the last few weeks, the absence of Bruno Guimaraes has been the big kind of excuse. He's back from the start today, and really, the comeback was good, the result deflating. And it leaves Eddie Howe with significant problems. And again, you bring in both Voltemada and Wissa in the summer. And as we sit right now, and we were talking about Arteta and his issues in a team that's leading the league, I'm not quite sure who starts next weekend for Newcastle up top. I'm not sure if Eddie Howe starts both. Both Voltemada and Wissa neither have had any real security in their position, and as a result, I don't think Eddie Howe has gotten the best out of either. And as a result, you just have a team that is not firing.
And they've lost 4 at home, Stevie, already.
Yeah, to me, the biggest problem's the 2 centre-backs, the back line, the goalkeeper. They've lost 10 goals this week. 10 goals in 3 games. You know, every time you watch Newcastle, it's a different centre-back pairing.
Yeah.
Chow, Shah, Botman, Bond. I mean, and again, I'm not sure Pope's back to where he was.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest problem is defensively. If they can stop letting goals in, then they'll start getting better, and they'll certainly start winning games. Is what they'll do. But right now, you can't see them winning because they can't keep a clean sheet.